The Damn Truth. How you guys doing? You well?
We're very good, Lee. Thanks for having us.
No worries. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it. Now, you guys are a bit of a new discovery for me. I won't lie. Your single, This Is Who We Are Now, landed in my inbox a couple of weeks back. With playing that, I instantly knew that you guys were a band for me. But for anyone else who may be discovering you as well, let's go right back to the beginning. How did you come together as a band?
Kind of in two parts, I would say. The beginning was me and Tom, lead guitar, met naked at a hippie gathering, and then that was fun. And I was singing a Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young song, and around a bonfire, and he heard my voice and liked it. Brought his guitar, and we basically jammed for like 15 hours straight.
By the Sea of Galilee, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Special price.
And then we made our way to Montreal. And we were looking for a band to play with. We knew we wanted to play together, and we wanted to find some soulmates. And we were actually hired as a backup band for another artist who didn't really work out, but we stayed. So that's how we met Dave, our drummer, and our former bass player.
Yeah.
And then fast forward a couple years later, and this darling came into our lives. PY showed up and really completed our four-piece.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's amazing. So go back even further. For both of you, who influenced you in picking up your instruments, and who influenced you on starting singing?
Oh man, well, Jimi Hendrix for guitar for me all the way. First time when I saw Woodstock the first time, I think I was 6 or 7. My parents were huge music fans, and they sang, and my dad played guitar as well, so music was always in my home. But when I saw Jimi Hendrix and Woodstock, that was when I'm going to learn how to play guitar.
I don't really go back this far usually, but I actually started playing guitar, and I was in a little band back home. I come from a little town, and at one point my friend is like, you should play the bass, because there's so many guitar players. If you play bass, you'll always have a gig, but if you play guitar, you're going to stand in line. and he was right, and my influences were always kind of like my dad's record collection, and the bands that I like were more like Pink Floyd, Jethro Tull, Cream. I was a really big fan of Cream when I picked up the bass.
I'm a bass player, and so you cannot be a bass player and not like Jack Bruce. It's a simple.
Exactly. Jack Bruce, I had a couple of his books and everything, and it was really big influence on me. And also, when your father likes Pink Floyd and Jethro Tull and bands like that, as a teenager, you have to one up him, right? So I was really into the AC/DC, Motley Crue, Ozzy Osbourne, the hard stuff.
It seems like we've had a similar journey, mate, because my dad also was it was my dad's record collection that made me pick up bass. I was just listening to Zeppelin and Sabbath and Thin Lizzy and Cream. That just made me go, oh, what's that deeper sounding guitar? I want that. And
amazing.
And like you, man, I got told as well, there was a lot of guitarists in our school, and we were all 12, 13 and all starting up our first bands. And like you say, I was the only one who picked up bass, so it was easier for me to get a gig, man. So
smart man, you're a smart man.
So you released your album Now or No on 7th of May, including the single This Is Where We Are Now. I've been fortunate enough to be sent the stream of this. I can't tell you how much I'm enjoying this album right now, guys. I really can't wait for this to get released. It's phenomenal.
That's awesome. Thank you.
You're exactly my brand of rock, with the roll, with the soul as well. You guys have got, it's already getting great reviews. You guys have got to be happy about that, right?
Ecstatic.
Over the moon, man.
After this year that everyone's been having, everyone needs some good news, and the fact that we've been sitting on this record since almost a year now. We were in Vancouver recording with Bob Rock. It was November of 2019. And then we were supposed to be back in Vancouver in March, exactly in March 2020 to finish the record. So everything was, our hearts just sank not to be able to continue with him. We had such an incredible experience. And then all what happened in this last year was so, completely crazy for everybody. So being able to release it now really feels like an awakening. We are so excited to get this out.
I bet. What was it like working with Bob Rock? How did he come across you guys, as it were?
It was kind of a magical moment. We're lucky to have our manager, Ralph Alfonso, who
Okay.
used to manage the Payolas, Bob's band. And he always told us leading up to this record, we had a lot of songs, and he's always like, we only get one shot. We only get one shot. When you guys have the right songs, we'll send the music. And Tom, the guitar player, was on his ass every freaking day. Send the music, send the music, send the music. And he finally did.
And within like a few hours, we got the call back. Like we were sitting in a restaurant. Yeah, we were sitting in the restaurant. Tom gets the call. Like Ralph is like, Tom, Bob's gonna do it. And you should have seen the reaction. Tom jumps up. It was like drama. He jumps up out of the table, runs out of the restaurant. I'm like, what the hell just happened? And he screamed his head off. I could hear his scream outside of the door of the restaurant. So excited, jumping up and down, to be able to work with a legend like Bob, to have him listen to your stuff and love it and invite you. It was, it's a dream come true. It really was. And we were like giddy teenagers waiting for that first call to talk to him in the studio. Like, oh my God, we're going to talk to the man himself, We were so excited and so nervous and terrified, but it really brought the best out of us, 2 months before going into Vancouver, we worked our butts off. We were playing every single day. We wanted to get to that place where we're bringing the songs to the highest we could possibly take them. And then we'll let Bob have them, and then come on now, come on, show us what you could do. And we really came open and, with open arms to hear what he wanted to, what he heard, what he wanted to bring to the table. That was really what we were there for. So we were very, 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 very open to his ideas. Yeah.
Cool, man. That's amazing. Like, obviously the work, his catalog speaks for itself production wise. So
absolutely.
To have him on board as well as recording at the warehouse, that's just a fantastic.
You walk in and you hear the drum sound. I heard the drum sound from my childhood, the Tommy Lee drum sound instantly. Yeah. You hit one snare and it's like, oh my God, there's Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah, I bet that was amazing to just be in that, just being in a studio of that quality and have someone like Bob Rock with you guys in this journey, man.
So incredible. But the amazing part was what a great guy he was.
Nonchalant.
What a great guy, there was no ego, there was no trip, there's nothing, there was no drama. Everything was super open. Everything was just like he got it from the start. When just by hearing the demos, he knew exactly who we were and what we wanted to do and what we were going for. He brought all we did was talk music. We just talked about like Zeppelin 1 and Zeppelin 2, and then we moved slowly into like Oasis, and we talked about all our favorites, and it just clicked. He's a real music lover. He really knows his stuff, and it was just a pleasure to work with him.
But what got me about that, because obviously, like you say, he produced part of the record, and then you guys took over because of the situation that we're in, and obviously self-produced some of the tracks as well. But what is the album, despite you guys obviously taking over certain songs production-wise, doesn't sound disjointed at all. It sounds like it was produced right the way through.
Yeah, that was a difficult decision. It's funny you mentioned that, because we had done 6 songs in 4 days with Bob. It was a real whirlwind. It happened all so fast. And then we got home and had the horrible news that we couldn't go back. So, we discussed the possibility of just releasing 6 songs as an EP, but then we said, fuck it. We're album people. We like albums. We like that art form. So we're going to we're going to self-produce 3 tracks, and we really believe in ourselves and trust ourselves. And luckily,
and we learned so much from Bob. We
learned so much, and we were ready to apply ourselves. And we have some nice studios here in Montreal. Our drummer owns a really great studio called Freak Shop, and we went and tracked 3 songs, self-produced.
Like I say, you can't. I mean, obviously, when I got the notes through from the album, it told me which ones were and which weren't Bob Rock, but listening to it, awesome. You can't, there's no differentiation in quality, that's for sure. So
right on. Thanks so much, man. That's pretty nuts. Thank you.
It's true though. Hey man, I don't talk bullshit. I just say what I think. So
good.
That's like me. We're gonna be good friends.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We appreciate that. We're called the damn truth for a reason,
Probably why I like your music then.
Awesome, man.
So obviously, you've only released a single. This is who we are now. I know which songs I'm waiting for people to hear, but what songs are you waiting for people to hear off this to get people's reactions from as such?
Right on. Well, I think well, Tomorrow is
mine
is
too.
a killer. It's a killer track for me. Like when when the lead guitar comes in,
Yeah.
you're just soaring.
Anthem.
You're just soaring. Like for me, I can't wait to play that song live in front of a huge crowd of
That
people.
chorus, all the vocals and the
There's,
feel.
You know, but with this album, we really, really wanted to bring positivity back into our songwriting and then let it out into the world. For so many years, like our last couple albums, we've been, sort of writing these sort of like pointing our finger at, well, this is wrong with society and you got to do this and this is really bad and how am I bringing a kid into this world and all this, all of that. And it's like this time we're just like, well, no, let's do the opposite. Let's bring positivity. Let's bring light. Let's bring peace.
Let's have fun.
Let's bring love. all the good stuff.
Well, that's how you mentioned like Tomorrow, and obviously This Is Who We Are. It's quite a heavy track. Then you got that sort of lighter stuff like Tomorrow. Only Love was pretty cool. I really like that. Full On You, I really, really enjoyed in particular.
Awesome.
And it's just a fun. I mean, Shot 'em, sorry, great album closer. Yeah, I mean, just the light and shade on this record is amazing. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you for listening and for appreciating. It means a lot to us. Thank you.
No, as I said to anyone, like anyone I get to chat to, I've always treated my radio show as, I'm on an independent station, so I get to play what I like, and it's 2 hours of someone coming in. Essentially, where I say it's my house, and I'm me going, dude, you need to listen to this. That's like if it pricks my ears up, that's all it needs to be. And this, when the single landed with me, I was like, great. And then people were like, do you want to chat to the guys? And I'm like, definitely, man, hook me up.
Awesome. Very cool.
Awesome.
Very cool.
So how have you guys been during lockdown? Obviously, you've been busy with the album, but what else have you guys been up to?
Well, we're really a live band. We're a touring band. So not being able to get out on the road has been really hard. Like our connection with our fans is our bread and butter. That's what keeps us going. So I guess like we just had to keep doing that in some way or another. And especially like being isolated from our family, it was really, really hard. Like our bandmates, we've been on the road together for almost 4 years straight. So not to be able to even see each other was really devastating. So I think that's where the idea of putting together this little Songs We Love collection where we covered songs from our living room and we all put together the parts and then we mixed it and then we released it. And once a week we just did that, and that kept us going for a few months. We took requests from our fans of what songs, what are your favorite songs? What do you want to hear? What can we cover for you? And that was fun, and it
kind of felt like we were together.
Exactly. We had to keep the tribe going.
Is that where the cover for Give Me Shelter came?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was the last one.
No, the last one was the
Beatles. Yeah.
Abbey Road.
Abbey Road.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So what else did you cover then? Because I didn't hear any of the other covers. I only heard the.
So we did Aerosmith's "Living on the Edge,"
The White Rabbit, Jefferson Airplane,
White Rabbit, Janis Joplin's "Piece of My Heart." What else did we do?
Ozzy, Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath, yes.
Dazed and Confused.
We did Dazed and Confused. Oh, I forgot already.
Yeah, I know. We did so many crazy tracks that you should never try and cover, but we were like, fuck it. We're doing it.
You're talking to a man with an Aerosmith tattoo, so you're speaking like
Right
that.
on.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
brother.
Show us. Where is it?
Well, it's just underneath.
Nice.
Hell yes.
Oh, very cool.
Hell yes.
Yeah, but
Can't wait to have a pint.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The first gig I ever went to was Aerosmith. My dad took me. I was 11 years old. We went to see him at Wembley Stadium on their 9 Lives tour. And yeah, it was I walked in, this little 11-year-old kid who quite liked my dad's music collection. And he's like, come on, man, you come with me. And his friend Neil took me. And I walked in, it was just like, it was them. Lenny Kravitz was supporting Black
Oh
Crowes.
my God.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Aerosmith, Lenny Kravitz, Black Crows, Stereophonics, 3 Colors Red. I think that was it. But yeah, so I walked in, and that for your first gig was just like up here,
Oh yeah. That must have been a trip. Wow.
Oh man, it was, I just sort of walked out and I think I was in a daze for about 2 weeks afterwards. And I was the only sort of kid in my school of my age who liked that sort of music. So the other kids at school were like, why are you so excited? And I'm like, you know what, your opinion doesn't even matter. You don't know who these bands are, so.
Right.
Yeah, I've just seen the Black Crows, and I've seen Kravitz, and I've seen Aerosmith, so I'm happy, man. But,
Very cool.
yeah, so my dad had that tattoo, and that was always going to be the first one I got. So
Good
quite
man.
funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah, when I went to go get it done, the tattoo, she's like, "Oh, I've only ever done one other Aerosmith logo before." I got my phone out and I went, "Is that him?" And she went, "Yeah." I was like, "It's my dad."
Holy shit, St. Artist, that's amazing.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Very cool. So what were your first gigs then, while we're on that subject?
I went to see, I went to see Radiohead. I think I was 8 or 9 on their, I was like an older friend of an older brother of it. Like, it was the first show that my parents let me go alone, and I was 8.
Wow.
And it was like one of their first tours, and they were supporting REM on their Monster
nice.
tour.
Cool.
Yeah, so it was I mean, I didn't really get the Monster album. I wasn't really at the time, but to see Radiohead,
Yeah,
they were the supporting act. They blew me away. They were incredible. I loved it. That was mine.
I was a little older because where I'm from, there are no shows or anything. So I was 16 for my first show, and it was Van Halen with David Lee Roth.
Nice.
It was amazing. I couldn't get over how David Lee Roth could move like an acrobat, yet he was, I don't know, 50 odd at the time. I couldn't get over it. He was amazing.
Oh yeah, frontmen like David Lee Roth and Steven Tyler, which is kind of, man, like
Crazy people.
Oh yeah, you got to be the right side of crazy. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong.
Toe the line.
Definitely. So you guys got any plans to come to the UK?
Oh my God, every
Yeah,
plan. We're
every
basically
day.
living and dreaming the UK every day. We can't wait. We cannot wait. We played like where we met Peter Noble, and
Oh, yeah.
we met him at the O2 when we played Islington. That was like,
Islington Academy. That's a great venue.
it was awesome.
We loved it.
We had such a good time, and we only had one night in London because it was like an off of our European tour. We were playing mostly Germany and Switzerland, and we said, well, if we're coming out to Europe, we've got to play London.
The agency didn't want us to go, but we were like, fuck that, we're going.
We have to play London. And so we made it happen, and it was incredible. It was really one of those nights that you're never going to forget, kind of like playing the Whiskey A Go Go in LA. The same kind of vibe. Magical night. So we cannot wait to get back to England. The minute this COVID nastiness is done, we'll be on our way.
We've discussed moving there already.
We have trying to figure out who we have to marry.
We got more love over there than here.
Oh man, well I'll be keeping an eye out for dates. I can't wait to see you guys live, man. I really can't. It's gonna be great. So what's the rest of the year planned out for you guys in general? I know it's a pretty rubbish year to try and make plans, but
Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, we know our label is definitely trying to book the gigs and figure out how, but things just keep getting rescheduled. So we're going to keep doing what we do. We're going to, if we have to do some live streams, we'll have to. If we're going to do, we might do some live streams. We'll see what's going on. There's really, the best way I say is just like keep in touch with us on our socials, on our website. We post all the time. We love interacting with our fans. We comment.
It's us that handles it. We're
Absolutely.
always there.
We're hands-on, so the minute there'll be something set in stone, it'll be announced. And
we're keeping our boots on, our guitars tuned. That's all we can do.
That's true.
That's all you can do, man. Just get ready to open that door as soon as you can.
That's it.
So, on the show, we do a feature called Teenage Kicks, where we get people to choose songs that have influenced them, whether players or just people to tune in generally. What 3 songs each would you like us to play?
Woo! Love it.
That's amazing.
All right. Let's think a second.
Yeah, let me
Gotta
think.
make a
Horrible with names, but I know my first one, Sunshine of Your Love. Has to be one of my favorite bass lines ever, obviously. It's just a pure masterpiece. I wish I could have come up with that.
You think, I'm thinking 2. 3 songs, goodness gracious. Because 1 would have been hard. 2 is really, it's almost harder giving me more options. Okay,
Influences, you're saying, that influenced our style of play?
Either it influenced your style of play, or just made you, turned you on first time around when you were a teenager or whatever.
All right, so anything by James Jamerson. I would say, okay, I'm gonna chuck in Ain't No Mountain High Enough then, because I studied that tune as a teenager over and over again. Didn't understand what this bass, it was just perfection, like a melody, yet supports the song all the way through. I listened to that song on repeat probably over 2 million times.
See, that's the thing. I think he gets so overlooked as a bass player. I mean, I was lucky. Like my dad, like blues and rock, but my mum was a Motown woman, so I got all that side of things from her. And then when I picked up my bass at 13, suddenly all this Motown started like, seeing in a completely different light. And James is just a genius, absolutely
Genius.
That's awesome.
A god.
I've got two. I've got my first two.
Very
I want Jimmy's Crosstown Traffic, please.
Yes.
And I can't. Anytime anyone asks me, it's Grace Slick's White Rabbit, or her, the way she sang White Rabbit just blows me away. That song does. So Jefferson Airplane's White Rabbit would be number 2. And I guess let's go with Tomorrow Never Knows.
Okay, cool. Let's rock.
That song, that song just does it to me also. Like that groove, like it's
so much soul in that song.
Sorry?
So much soul in that song.
Yeah. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. I don't know. The Beatles, they just had like, for me, they're one of the bands that, I know every single album, I know every single lyric, I know exactly like how they sound in my head. I don't even have to, put it on anymore. You know what I mean? Like I've listened to it so many times.
It's ingrained.
It's part of my soul. And yeah, I don't know. There's that song because it just sticks out with that, that groove is just so out there. The upside down drum beat, and
oh yeah,
it's so ahead of its time. I just love it. Just love it.
Happily play that.
Yeah. I'm stuck between the two Johns, John Entwistle and John Paul Jones, but I think I'm going to go with My Generation because that song always gives me that fuck you attitude, that this is who we are, this is who I am, and take it or leave it, baby.
Oh, yeah.
And that bass line is like, mwah.
Oh, God.
I think can I add one more? Can I have a fourth?
Yeah, go on. We're friends now, so yeah, go on.
Yeah.
I want the Kinks all day and all the night. Oh, man,
I'm not going to argue with that. That's one of my favorite songs. That's definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely going in there.
Oh man, we fucking love the Kinks. Love them so much, so much. If you check on our channel, there's a really old we did a Yes or No Sir cover from Arthur.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
You'll find it. It's a long time ago, but it was some kind of contest that they had run maybe 8 or 10 years ago.
Yeah,
and we won it, and we won their whole collection signed, autographed by by the guys. It was really, really awesome. So
check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
Check it out. Definitely. Well, finally, we're going to play This Is Who We Are at the beginning of the interview. And obviously, we can't play anything from the new album because it's not released yet. But what song from your back catalogue would you like us to end out the interview on?
Oh, nice. I guess. Oh, that's a hard one.
Heart or Love Is Wine is too late.
I kind of want a deep cut.
Yeah, I'm a B-side guy. I'm all about that.
I would say Devilish Folk.
Yeah,
like play it's the title track, but it's the last song of the album. It's called Devilish Folk. Tom's guitar is flaming at the end of that. It's like it was like our closure for shows for a couple years running.
So fun in the show with that.
It was, and I really miss playing. So for me, that would be the one.
That's a major live production too. Like, there's a lot of parts in that one.
Cool, man. All right, guys. Thanks for your time. This has been awesome.
Thank you so much. It's great to meet you.
And you guys. And when you get over to the UK, I'll hopefully see you out on the road.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, yeah. We'll have to grab a pint, some tea, maybe some fish and chips. We'll see what happens.
That's good, man. Sounds like good.
We booked your night, man. You're with us.
Probably the better half of your morning the next day, too.
That's my kind of night.
Awesome.
My kind of night.
Awesome.
All right,
Thanks.
see you later, guys. Take it
Thank
easy.
you. Bye.
Much love, Lee. Thank you so much.
No worries.